Hey guys, it's Ellen here, and it's Monday, so you know what that means. Mini Monday Madness! We're doing a harvest window pane this time. I go over things step by step, and if you have any questions, leave them in the comment section. I'll attach a tutorial I did like a week ago of a similar one, but there wasn't harvest, so you can get the idea again. Please don't forget to hit the bell notification button to know my tutorial is up. Also, if you haven't subscribed, please subscribe. And also, I have a traceable of this on my Patreon. If you're not a Patreon member, I have traceables, ad-free videos, exclusive tutorials on Thursdays, and live stream in the top tier, as well as download. You can check it out up here. Boom. And it's a place people go and support my channel, which I appreciate so much. So without further ado, let's get going on some pen and ink window pane harvest style. Okay guys, I'm going to go over my supplies. I have a 3-inch square of arched 100% cotton cold pressed paper. I have my Sharpie thin ultra fine point marker, my Princeton 8 and 4 long round Velvet Touch series brush, paints, palette. I go over them as I use them, and paper towel. If you're, like I said, if you're a Patreon member, you can download the traceable. If not, it's same thing, kind of similar to the other tutorial I showed you with the window box. I'll attach the tutorial here. Just the bottom, instead of flowers, we're going to be drawing, you know, you have the window. Just going to be drawing pumpkins. So you put some pumpkins here, around, and you draw a little window box here. See? So line, angle down line. Pumpkins can be just like this. See the little bump and the little ridges and the pumpkin. And then you just put some little leaves kind of spraying off, and some wheat, grass, whatever. But the window will be the same as the old window that we showed you. And like I said, I'll attach the other video. So you could put pumpkins in here, you could put apples in here, you know, get creative. We're doing pumpkins today. Just a little quick tutorial today. So I already have mine sketched out here, and I'll just take my Sharpie and I'll just go in and I'll draw them all. So little pumpkins. You get the little leaves, the oak leaves, all kinds of leaves. I'm just kind of drawing in some leaves. You do the lines for the pumpkins. See, I have all different kinds of leaves here. I might be going off the script from my traceable, but you know, you get the traceable if you're a Patreon member and you know what it looks like. So I'm just doing a bunch of leaves here, kind of like those little oak leaves. Some of the leaves, I'll have some wheat kind of grass here. Put some out here. Another leaf, you can put some like wheat coming out here. Basically the wheat is like a line with the little leaves off of it. And then for the window, you know, you're drawing the window pane. Move the brushes out of the way for now. This is the main pane. The main pane and spleen. At the window trim. And then I have the window panes. Like here. It take a little bit of time to draw. And don't worry if the window panes don't look super even. I mean, that's the whole beauty of this. Kind of has that artistic sketch look. Then we have the shutter. Now in the other one, we did, you know, pretty bright turquoise shutter and bright color flowers. This is fall, so we're going to do like those harvest colors. And I would think I would make the shutters kind of black to offset the... Let me finish this pumpkins. The orange, and then the bottom flower box could be black also. So once you get that all drawn in, I might draw, you could still do the bricks, or you could do siding. I don't know if I would do bricks. I'm going to finish this little leaf here, put the pumpkin down here. I think I'll do like a couple little, I think I'm not going to draw them for now. I think I'm going to leave it blank, and if I want to go in and put the bricks, I can do that. I'm just going to remove the tape. I had tape just to hold it down, but I'm going to take that away. I'm going to grab my eraser. and erase the marks. This is one of those kneaded erasers. They're like $4 on Amazon, I think. This is my favorite because I don't like the shavings. I'm not big on shavings. And you don't see the shavings, and takes up all the pencil marks. Voila. You can get more detailed too if you want to in the shutter. Let me add some more. Got tape over here. Sorry, guys. Kind of curve it down because it's a curved shutter. If you wanted to use your pen for some shading, you can do that. See, I'm adding some more marks. Like I said, you could do the brick. I'm going to just do some little brick marks. But more like stone for me. I'm going to probably keep it gray tone. Alright. And now it's just a matter of like filling it in. So I'm going to take my Princeton 8 long round, mix up some. I have brilliant orange here. It's like the perfect color. It's a little bright, so I might add some burnt umber. Tone it down a little bit. Cadmium yellow deep. Right here. I'll grab some quinachradone magenta, and I'll mix the cadmium yellow deep and make that nice red. I'll add a little Prussian blue to get a little bit deeper, cranberry kind of tone. See that? And then we can use burnt umber just as it is. And then I have like black wash and burnt neutral tint up here. Neutral tint has like a purpley gray color, and the black wash is perfect for like grays and that deep shutter color. So let's get in and do our pumpkins. You can have them a little bit brighter if you want. Just go ahead and fill those in. I'm just on a little brighter side. It's always good to have the paper towels close by. Just fill that in. So you can paint right over a Sharpie marker. You can't do it over the like a fountain pen ink, this kind of ink. It's just going to bleed. You would have to wait till it all dries and do that later, which I've shown in some of my tutorials. And I just noticed that I didn't really have any leaves over here. So I'll just kind of put them in there like that. You can do more of a yellow-orange. Like a yellow-orange one over here. Not so much the bright. See, I'm trying to remove some of the paint. A little too much excess. Don't be afraid to, you have to fill it all in. You can just leave some white marks. I'll give them the orange from back here. It's really bright. If you find it hard to control using this brush, just go ahead and use the 4. I'm going to go back in over here as it's drying and add in some deeper orange colors, especially down here. So you let that one for first tone dry, and then you go and add another tone. You can just go ahead and add in some brown leaves, some crimson oak leaves. You can have them the two-tone if you want to go in and just bleed some of that color in. I'll zoom in a little more for you guys. So I'm going to do some red, you know, balance it out with different tones and different colors around all those fall colors. Throw in some green too. You wanted all those dreary colors. So I'll make some green with my peacock blue and some yellow. Yellow. I want a nice bright green. I'm going to put one peeking through here. The stem could be green, not brown. You want to make it all harvesty colors. See, I'm just peeking in some greens in here. I am going to switch to my 4. It's a little more easy to control. I'm going to put a yellow leaf out here. I could bleed in a little orange. Just tap it in like that. So it's like a two-tone kind of color. Put another green one out here. The red. So that one dried light. You can go back in and add some deeper red. Just like that. Since it's more of a yellow-orange, you can add an orange leaf right here. And add another green leaf. Just kind of play around with that. Then you have the wheat. So I added some yellow to my burnt umber. And with that wheat color out here. Just like that. I'm feeling the gaps too with some other colors. Now, like I said, the box in the bottom, I was going to make like a gray-black. You can get as deep colored as you want. I'm trying not to get too close to these colors so they don't bleed. It doesn't have to be black. You could have made it another color, a red. That's what I'm choosing to do. I'm being very careful, leaving some white around the areas that I painted. I'm going to use that same color. I'm going to water it down a little bit. The shutters. Don't be afraid, just go right in there, see? So more like a gray, like a deep gray. Just going in there and filling that in between the little wheat. Same thing on this shutter. It's the watered down black wash. I love my black wash and my white wash, as you know. Mixed in with the watercolors. You can do that. There's no rules. It's water-based paint. Okay. For the window, I'll probably do a brown. So I got the burnt umber here. I'll mix that in with that yellow wheat color I had. It's a little too bright, so I'm going to add a little black to it. Just tone it down a bit. And I'm going to put that, add some more water. I want it a lighter brown. You see it's still too dark. And adding more water. There we go. Get the right color tone that you're looking for. Sometimes you get crazy and you just go right ahead in and it's dark and you want to lighten it up. Just getting these nice pretty harvest autumn colors. I can't believe it's gonna be fall. It's going by fast this year. Look at that. The inside of the window can make it like black, gray. You know, take your time with this. Just gonna go fill it in. See, that's why I like the gouache, because it can be pretty intense, and you're gonna get that real dark, deep color. So notice how I'm not filling in every little nook and cranny. It gives it that kind of sketchy kind of look to it. I kind of enjoy that. Don't want everything to be perfect. Now you're not going to get the intensity of this color if you have watercolor. The gouache is pretty intense. It's going to be more like that. So you can go ahead and put some water in that. Not as much. Let me check to see if this is dry. And you can go and add in, see, another darker tone. Go in and add some of this color here. The shadow. I'm getting enough paint here. We go. And around the leaves, the pumpkin. Just filling that in here dark. This dried light, so you can go back in and add some deeper black tone underneath. And like I said, you just fill in all these little nooks and crannies if you want. Mine look a little too white, so I'm going to go fix this in here. Alright. And then the outside, can do like that gray, brown, terracotta color. So I've got the brown here and the gray. I'm going to wash them together. So I'm adding more water in the brown. Maybe a little of this neutral tint. Okay. So I'm going to take this little really pale gray, just holding my paintbrush on its side, just kind of pushing around the color like this. Right. Some gray down here. Adding a little brown. Just kind of tapping it in, see? Get that stone kind of look. A little more browns. Some gray. Maybe you want to highlight a couple of bricks. Depends on how you want to do it. I have little shadows coming over here. And that color right around here. I'm going to go back to the window pane and add in some shadows. It's just a flat brown. And some of the pumpkins too. Okay, so I got that going. Now I'm going to go grab some of this brown, mix it with some black. I'm going to add some dark touches here. So it's just not this flat looking window pane. Just like that. You want to make the black windows more solid so they don't look too sketchy. You just go in there and fix those. See, I'm just going to fix that a little bit better. Just like that. And then I'll add a little shadow here. There's a leaf. Just creating some shadows. And then I'm just going to go in and just tweak the pumpkins. I'm going to add a little bit of dark, kind of orange color here. On the ridges. See that? I'm just adding a deeper tone. So I add a little red, maybe a touch of brown. Go a little more red here. See, giving it some more depth. Same thing with the one in the back. And then the front pumpkin is already like very yellow, so I'm gonna add a little more orange to it. Just like this. This is how we kind of pull it out to make it more realistic looking. It's kind of lost its stem, but I can add that green stem in a second. Let's see, green and the stem here. Put some green in between. And then just tweak the other things too, the leaves. I'm going to add a little deeper brown and the red dried, pretty light. You can go back in and add that. Like I said, you're just tweaking things here at this point. I guess go back in here and remove some more of this white in the window panes. And I got the shadow underneath these leaves and the spot right under here at the box and behind the shutter. And add little bit darker tones of the gray up here where the bricks are. It's just a really simple little quick little painting. You want to tweak the window panes even more, go ahead and do that. But really, it's just a simple mini Monday pen and ink harvest window pane. Windows. If you have any questions, you can always, like I said, you see the little white specks? Go in and add like a little yellow or orange. Some brighten. Kind of like go over the color a little bit and just brighten it up a little bit. See? Just going right on top of that brown in some of these areas. And then you could go back with the brown again. So it's going to give it a couple of different tones. It won't be so flat. See that? I just fill that in. Just kind of brighten it up. And go back in again. You can put color right on top of color. The watercolor. I'm just going to change that color a little bit. Don't be afraid. Alright, there we go. And that's it. Have any questions, leave them in the comment section. Really just drawing and filling in. I mean, once it's dry, if you want to go in and use like a nib or something that I have with a, you can do the thick and thin pen and ink, but I think this suffices. And you can, I know I'm kind of rushed this a little bit, but you can go in and tweak it. I'm going to do that now. I'm just going to fix some browns and some grays and maybe add a little green in those kind of spaces so this stands out. But you get the idea. So I hope you enjoyed this tutorial. Please don't forget to subscribe if you haven't already and hit the bell notification button so you know my tutorial is up. Take care, guys. I hope you're having a great Labor Day, and I'll speak to you soon.